What's up, everybody? How are you doing, guys? Welcome to a new live stream, and today we're gonna learn how to integrate Stripe in a React Native application in order to handle payment methods and to get that money. So this is a very requested topic on my channel. I know a lot of you have asked me to integrate payment methods with Stripe in a lot of builds. So today is the day we're gonna do it. So what exactly will you learn in this video? So by the end of this video, you will first of all learn how to install and configure Stripe, the official Stripe library in React Native application. Then we're gonna learn how to initiate payments from the mobile application. After which we will confirm the payments from our backend, and the backend will be AWS Amplify with Lambda Functions. A lot of cool tech there, but I'm gonna explain everything like step by step what we need to do and how to implement it. Then we're gonna speak about saving cards for future use, and in the end we're gonna set up webhooks to listen to payment updates, because this is also an important part if you want to listen to these events about the payments, because not all the payments are synchronous. Some of them can take time, can take days until they are approved. So we would want to register these webhooks to be notified, to update the details about an order, to start shipping an order, and so on. So this video will be based on the previous parts of the Amazon clone. We're gonna integrate Stripe in our Amazon application. I highly recommend you go check it out on this URL, or I can leave a URL down in the description of the video. We started the Amazon clone from scratch, building the UI and then building the backend with Amplify. So we have a lot of features there. I'm gonna show you a quick demo today. However, if you didn't follow the previous parts, but it's also possible to start from here and try to integrate Stripe together with me. So if you want to do that, clone the repository, the UI plus backend branch. You can find it using this URL. Then you would want to install the dependencies using yarn install. Also, if you're building for iOS, you will want to install the pods. So run npx pod install. After which you need to initialize the Amplify project by running Amplify in it. It will ask you a couple of questions, create a new environment there, and then you will want to push the stack to the AWS cloud for the backend to be deployed to production using Amplify push. After that, just run the React Native application as usual with yarn start and yarn iOS or yarn Android, depending on what platform you're testing for. We are building this for both iOS and Android. I'm gonna show you in a moment. And after that, we start on the same page, and we will integrate it together. So as prerequisites, what do you need? If you want the dummy data, images, icons, or this presentation, you can download it at assets.notjust.dev/Amazon. Also, you'll need an AWS and Amplify CLI setup. You can follow this URL to set up the Amplify CLI. And lastly, you will need a Stripe account, which you can register on their website. Okay, so if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Vadim. I'm a full stack developer for over 7 years. At the moment, I'm the CTO at a small startup called Fitinium. I also worked at Amazon, and nowadays I'm sharing my experience, my journey, and my knowledge with you here on YouTube in form of project-based building, because because that's how I learned all the technologies that I use nowadays at my startup, that I used at Amazon. So I think that this is valuable for you as well. So if you find these projects that we are building valuable, subscribe to my channel, smash the like button, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Vadim notJustDev, and yeah, let's stay connected. All right, guys. So let's have a look at the chat. The intro is done. Hello, everyone. Please create React Native application using React Native CLI. Yeah, this is a React Native CLI build. All right, guys. So let's have a look if my application built, because I was having some issues. Okay, let's. Yeah, this is our project that we cloned from the repository and we deployed. And let me try to reload what's going on there. Yeah. So initially it will ask us to log in. So yeah, in the beginning we will not have an account. So let's sign up for a new account. Okay. Okay, provide your email because you will receive a confirmation code, sign up. Then you will have to check your email and provide the confirmation code here. This is everything that we have built in the previous videos. So yeah, if you haven't checked them out, I highly encourage you to do so. Okay, I receive a confirmation code. Let's paste it here, confirm. Can we follow using Expo, or did you use React Native for a reason? Okay, this is a very good question. Let me log in and then I'm gonna answer it. Come on. Yeah. So yeah, we are in. We don't have any products, but we're gonna add them in a moment. So the question is, can we follow using Expo, or did you use React Native for a reason? Yes and no, but specifically, when I started the Amazon clone, I knew that we will have to implement the payments. I researched, and at that moment, like 3 weeks ago, I think, like it was not possible to integrate Stripe with Expo. So at the end of the day, I would have had to eject from Expo and continue in an ejected project. So for that reason, I started with React Native. And also yesterday, I started planning and preparing this video. And yeah, I was doing some research, and at that moment there was no, I mean, before that, there was no official library from Stripe. There was only a third-party library for React Native, supported by some dudes. The library was like not very up to date. So, but that was the only option. So I spent one day preparing everything with that library. And then while I was going through Stripe documentation, I see a link to the official React Native Stripe library. And yeah, let me show you that. The library was actually published 2 days ago. So I was, okay, that's a very good timing for me to do a Stripe clone, because yeah, Stripe has just released publicly the React Native Stripe React Native, the React Native library. Yeah, this was the library that that's not official, that's from the community. And come on, where is it? It's Stripe React Native. Yeah, so this is the library that was deployed these days. There is a version which was deployed 3 days ago. So yeah, So far, everything went pretty smoothly with the library. It's, yeah, I think production ready. But yeah, later on, it's probably be even improved. So that's a good thing. We're gonna use in this video the official Stripe library for React Native. But back, hopefully that answered your question. Oh, no, your question was regarding Expo. So the thing is that with the new library, you can actually use Expo for it. So here is some information that you have to take if you're using Expo. And basically now it means that you can integrate Stripe with Expo, which is really awesome. I spoke with Expo developers this week, and they were expecting this to happen soon, but they didn't realize that it was this soon. Okay, so back to our project. We sign up with a new account. We logged in our application, but we don't see any products because there is no products yet. So let's run Amplify admin console, and add some items through our admin UI. Let's wait a couple of seconds. Why do you use AWS Amplify? Yeah, because it's I like their technology and the backend as a service that they provide. I use it every day at my startup, and yeah, AWS is dominating the cloud, and I think that you should also learn it. Okay, so which side do you want to open? We will choose Amplify Admin UI, and this should open the admin UI here. Okay, in this website, let's open the content tab. It might ask you to redeploy the data. You can do that. So let's select the table product, and let's auto-generate some data. I'll generate like five items. And if I refresh my application here, not like that. Come on. I will always have troubles restarting it. Okay, where is it? Here. If I press R, reload. Now we see that we have 5 products. The issue with images is because, yeah, the data was generated like random, and there is like random strings. But if we go to source data, and here, I don't know, data MD, here I have prepared some images. So you can also update, for example, some of the images here, and I will update the image, this image. Save product, and now if I'm gonna restart the application, come on, the product should have an image. Yeah, here we see it. All right. So yeah, what do we have at the moment? At the moment, we have the list of products that you can see here. The product will also display the images and stuff like that, different options. I don't have a lot of data in the database, so that's why you don't see a lot of things, but yeah. And after that, you can add products to your cart. So, okay, we added this product to the cart. Let's go back and add something else. I'm gonna add one item of this to the cart. So here we have 2 iMacs and 1 other item. And let's proceed to checkout. On the checkout page, we have like the full name. We have information about everything. I'm wondering if I missed something. Yeah, please fill in the full name. Okay, so country selector, addresses, and so on. Oh, come on. So right now, our goal for today's video is whenever we press checkout on this page, to charge the user everything that he for the order that he has. So after we place the order, we can actually see it in our admin UI. If we go to order here, we'll see that this user with a full name, phone number, country, and so on, ordered some things. And to know what products he ordered, we will look at the order product, and here we'll see like the order ID, product ID, and how many of them we ordered. All right, so with this said, let's get started with actually integrating Stripe, shall we? Hello, Jibenga. I hope that I pronounce your name correctly. And thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you for the support. Mr. Raksha, I don't think I understand your question. Okay, guys, so where is my presentation? So let's go. Okay, the first step is let's speak about the payment flow that we will have to integrate, because Stripe has some things that you need to take into consideration in order to make the payment secure. So yeah, you need some code on the front end, which is our mobile application, but you'll also need some code on the backend in order to make the flow secure. You need this part on the backend that will initialize this payment, and the front end will only like gather the data. So okay, let's have a look here at our graph. Let me, how is it called? I always forget. 1 second. I can't find it. Screen brush. Okay. Come on, 1 second. All right, so the first column will be the customer, and this is all the actions that our user will take. The second part is our React Native client. This is our mobile application. Then we have a backend, and in our case, this is going to be our AWS Lambda functions that we are going to register in our server side, and they are going to run based on the events that we will send. And the last one is the Stripe API, and this is the external part. We don't control it. We only like communicate using the library with the Stripe. So the first step in the flow is that the customer goes to the payment page. And yeah, this is, as I showed you here, this is the last page in our cart. So we go to payment page, shopping cart, load, please, proceed to checkout. Okay, this is the first step. We get to this page, and then React Native will send a order notification. Oh, come on. We'll send a order notification to our AWS Lambda function using our API that we will register. Then in our API, we will create a payment intent. And this is a way to track the payment throughout the whole life cycle of a payment. So initially, it's going to be a new payment. When the user will provide his details, then we're going to wait until the payment is approved, and then the payment is in a success mode. So everything is manage on this payment intent. So the first step would be to create the payment intent. Then the Stripe will give us back the payment intent. We from AWS Lambda Function, we will return just a client secret. And this is a secret token that will indicate like what payment intent, that will link to a payment intent. So from our React Native, with using this client secret, we can get details about user's card and confirm the payment. So having this client secret in our React Native, we can ask the user to provide card details and finalize the payment. The React Native will call the Stripe confirm card payment using the client secret that we already generated on our backend. Then Stripe will attempt to charge the card, and it will return the payment intent, the same payment intent that we created, but hopefully with a succeeded status. So yeah, from a high level, this is the flow, and that's what we're gonna try to do. Okay, hopefully that's clear. So for this, Stripe provides some pre-built UI, and that's really awesome because you're gonna see how easy it is. We will not have to build any UI. Everything will come from Stripe. So all right, let's first set up Stripe in React Native, and then we're gonna continue with the next details. So for the first step is to add the official Stripe library to our React Native project. So let's open. I have a lot of hopefully you can see it clear here. So let's run yarn add Stripe in our project. Okay. If you are building for iOS, for Android there is no extra step. Everything should be working fine. However, for iOS there is one extra step. We need to change the application to target iOS 11 because that's a requirement from Stripe. So to do that, we should open Xcode. And also we should open, let's first of all open iOS folder from our project. In pod file, here the platform, let's specify that we want platform 11. And we can open Xcode, but we can also do it from the code to change it to platform 11. So let me... Okay, let's open, I think it's Amazon clone here. No, it's Amazon clone.xcode project and project this file. And here we will search for iPhone deployment target. It should have 4 references, and at the moment it's 10. Let's change it to 11 here. Next one 11, and so on, all the 4 instances of iPhone iOS deployment target. Okay, all of them are 11. That's good. Let's save, close the file, and that's it regarding iOS. Let's run npx pod install to install this is also only for iOS, the pod install, and if you're working on a Mac OS. Yes, Mr. Raksha, the application is fully responsive to any screen sizes. At least that's how we try to build it. Okay, we install the pods. Now we should run the application on restart the application on the device. Thank you, Adam. Thank you for appreciating my work. Is this continuation of part 4? I would say it's a separate thing, like it's Stripe integration, but yeah, we're building on top of the e-commerce part 4. But you can start from here, clone the repository, deploy it, and continue from here. Can you show us how to customize the built-in sign-in and sign-up screen? Yeah, I'm planning to do a video on that, but nowadays I'm very short on time. Yeah, I have like sticker notes like this on my whole like PC here, like with things that I have to do like during the next 2 days. And yeah. Okay, now I expect that we will have an error. Like, let's see, but I know that we will do. Yeah, for everyone who are just joining, today we are integrating Stripe in a React Native application. And we're gonna do that in our Amazon clone that we have built during the previous videos. So yeah, today we're gonna install and configure Stripe. We're gonna initiate payments from our mobile application, confirming payments from a backend, which is gonna be like AWS Lambda functions behind our GraphQL API. It sounds complicated, but it's not gonna be that hard. So later on, we're gonna set up webhooks to listen to payment updates and so on. So right now, the first step is to set up the Stripe in React Native. That's what we are doing right now. Yeah, let's open also the Stripe documentations because they have a very good documentation here. Choose React Native here. So they have like 3 types of integration. You can use pre-built UI. That's what I'm gonna use today because this is the easiest way and I think the design looks really nice. There is also a pre-built UI but with multiple steps. And also there is a card element only. So it looks like this. It's a input. Let me zoom in a bit. It's an input that automatically validates and formats the input for a card, but you need to take some custom steps here. Like you need, one extra step to create a payment method, but in the pre-built UI, this is done for us automatically. But yeah, just know that there is such a thing, and if you want to integrate this in a different workflow, in a different design, you can go with input here, card element. Okay, let's have a look what's going on here. Yeah, so I was expecting this. Our deployment fails. I don't even remember like what is the exact error. But it's an issue with React Native and Swift files. And Stripe is using Swift for iOS. Some details that. So in order to fix that, we will need to open our iOS directory, and here. Wait. I didn't save like what exactly we need to change. But yeah, here in the library search path, we need to delete this line with Swift 5. So if we open iOS, Amazon Cloud.xcodeproj and project.pbxproj, here we will find Swift 5. we have two lines with it. First one is here. We will remove it. And the next one is here. We will remove the Swift 5. We will save. And now, by the way, this is only for iOS. For Android, I repeat, there is no extra steps. So now we need to open Xcode. Let's hope that my laptop will not catch fire. Okay. Where is Xcode? Here is Xcode. Let's open our, where is it? It's Amazon, and here I have Amazon Stripe test, iOS. Yeah, from our project directory, go to iOS directory, and here open the Amazon workspace. Make sure to open workspace and not just the code proj. Hey, yeah. Can you not spam? I see the question, but I'm focused on implementing the feature that I'm doing right now. So I'll try to answer your question when I finish what I'm doing. So here in Amazon clone, let's open Amazon clone. Let's go to file, new file, and we need to add a simple Swift file. Select it from here, Swift file. Next, it doesn't matter how you call it. We can call it fix, create. And this is the important part. When it asks us to create the bridging header, let's press create bridging header, and that should be it. Now the application should run. So let's run again yarn iOS, and hopefully it's going to be fixed. Is there any way to auto refresh the whole app when a certain amount of time passes? There should be a way, but it's a very weird situation. Like, it's what exactly are we trying to accomplish with that? Because there must be a better solution. All right, so let's wait and see. Okay. React Native will rock. I think React Native is rocking. Successfully built up. So yeah, that was the fix. Hopefully it worked for you as well. So I'm gonna close Xcode. And let's wait for our application to restart. Okay, it restarted, everything works as expected as before. Now let's initialize Stripe in our source code. For that, we're gonna open our app.tsx in the root folder, and we will import the Stripe provider from import Stripe provider from Stripe React Native. And we need to wrap our whole application in this Stripe provider. because yeah, this is one way to initialize Stripe with our key. So I'm gonna put only the router inside it because yeah, that's where all our screens are. So let's use Stripe provider. And for the Stripe provider, we need to provide the publishable key. So publishable key is our key that we get from Stripe dashboard when we create an application. So I'm gonna open Stripe dashboard and find it. It's actually this one. So if you go to the documentation and you're logged in with your project, they automatically generate the code for you. So in my case, it's this one, and if I click, it's copied. So I can paste it right here. Okay, let's save. And yeah, it seems that everything is working. Nothing is crashing so far. Yeah, I think that the first step is done to set up Stripe in our React Native. Now, I think we're gonna go to the next step. Let me just think. Yeah. Okay, so the next step. Okay. Okay, the next step, if we look back at our payment flow, the first thing that we have to do is whenever the customer goes to the payment page is to generate this payment intent, which should happen in our server, not in our React Native CLI. So to do that in our server, we will add a function, a Lambda function to our backend, to our Amplify backend. And in that function, we're gonna handle all the server-side logic. Then we're gonna attach that function to a GraphQL mutation in order to expose it to our application. So whenever a user wants to create this intent, they'll send this request using GraphQL. The GraphQL will invoke the Lambda function. The Lambda function will create the intent, will connect to the Stripe, will create the intent, and will send back the secret. And with that secret, we can handle further the payment. Okay, that's a lot of things said, but yeah, let's do it, and I think it's gonna be easier once we add it. So to add the Lambda function, I'm gonna do Amplify Add Function. Should I make it a bit bigger? I think it's too big, but and I'm gonna how to close this? Why it doesn't close? All right, so select which capabilities you want to do. It's going to be a Lambda function, serverless function. Provide the function name, Amazon, not Amazon, but yeah. So this function will be, yeah, payment, create payment intent, create payment intent. Here to choose the runtime, we're gonna choose notJust, and the function template, we can go with hello world. Do you want to configure advanced settings? Nope. Do you want to edit the local function? Yes. And press enter. Okay, so this is the Lambda function. This is a hello world Lambda function. How it works, it will. Why don't you work? Okay, never mind. So it exports a function. The function will receive an event. So anytime we invoke the Lambda function, we will receive an event. What will this event have whenever we will attach it to GraphQL? Let me show you. So I have it here in order to understand what input we have. So the event will be an object. And the object, first of all, will have a type name. This will be query or, for example, mutation. Then it's going to be a field name specifying on which field did we query. For example, create payment method. That's going to be the field. The arguments will be all the variables that we send when we call the query or the mutation. We're gonna need this in order to know like how much should we charge. For example, it's gonna contain amount in our case. Then identity, source, request, previous. We don't need them for this tutorial. So let's implement this Lambda function. We don't need anything from here. Okay, so let's first of all get from the event. Okay, let's have an event here, event. And from the event, let's destructure our type name because we need to know if it's a mutation just to add a little bit of security in order to be able to execute this only on a mutation. And let's get the arguments. Okay, so the first step, this is coming from the event. The first step, let's check if type name is not equal to a mutation. Then we can throw a new error saying request is not a mutation. Then let's say if there is no arguments, arguments specifically .amount, because that's what we want to get the amount that we want to charge the user. Then we're gonna say amount is required. A lot of these things will be validated by GraphQL, but we need to make sure that nothing crazy happens here. So let's just add it here. Okay, now, okay. Now we need to create this create payment intent. To create a payment intent, we will need the Stripe library. So how do we add some libraries, some dependencies to a Lambda function? We go to our Amplify Backend function in source. Here is the index, here is the file that we edit, but there is also this package.json. Now it doesn't have any dependencies, but let's add one. So dependencies, it will depend on Stripe version. Let's choose the current version that there is. If you are watching this later, you can choose the latest version. So by doing that, we will make sure that whenever Lambda function is executed, there will be the Stripe dependencies installed there. Okay, so now we can do const Stripe is equal to require Stripe. And after requiring, we should give here the secret key. Yeah, this is the important part. The publishable key is something that you can even expose in your source code. It's not that bad if it gets leaked. But the secret key is the important part, and the secret key should be kept in secret and make sure like not to expose it, or if you do, you will generate a new secret key. That's why we need a backend. That's why we cannot do everything on the front end, because in order to protect this secret key. So yeah, the secret key you can also find on your dashboard. I don't think we have it here for me, or do they? Look here in the curl. They have a secret actually. Yeah, I can copy it from here, or you can log in the dashboard, and yeah, right on the dashboard you should see the secret. So yeah, I think it's that one. Let me replace it here. Okay, so we imported Stripe. All right. Okay, let's create the payment intent, because we have the Stripe imported. So const payment intent is equal to await, because it's going to be asynchronous. Stripe dot create. No, it's payment intent. It's payment intents dot create, right? And here we need to provide an object, and the object will have the amount, how much we want to charge the user. So the amount, we will take it from arguments dot amount, like this. You see here we send the amount through arguments. This is also not the best way. The best way that I can think you can do is to send the order ID from the front end, and in the backend you query the order, you query everything that it has, you calculate the price, and then you create the payment intent with that amount. That I think will be the most secure way, because everything, like even calculating the amount, happens on the backend, and then you can be sure that nothing weird will happen. But for the sake of this tutorial, we will send the amount through arguments here from the front end, and we're going to create the payment intent here. Okay, we send the payment intent. And also, we need to provide what currency we want to charge. So I'm going to go with a hard-coded USD currency. You can add some logic to handle and manage multiple currencies. Now let's return back to the client. We will return payment intent, or client. Let's call it client secret, and the client secret will be the payment intent dot client secret. So we return an object back having a client secret, which we get from the payment intent. So we don't return everything from the payment intent, we will return only the client secret. Actually, we can also return here the amount, and in the front end double check that the amount that we request is the same as the amount we get. That's for some extra protection. But I think everything for our Lambda function is ready here. Okay, I think. Now we need to connect this Lambda function to a mutation. Okay, let's open Amplify, Backend, and our API folder. And here there is the schema. Let's open the schema. So let's add a new mutation here. So type mutation will contain a new mutation. It's going to be called create payment intent. And for the arguments, here for the arguments, we expect this amount. So we need to provide it, here amount is of type integer and is required. And we will get back, payment intent. Just a payment intent. So we can create this type here, type payment intent, that we will specify. So what we get back, we get an object with a client secret. So that's what we're gonna add here. Client secret is a string. Oh, come on. So you see on this type, we do not add the model because we don't need to create a separate database for this. It's just to indicate what type will be the answer. So I'm gonna add it as required here. Okay, let's try to run our backend, and I'm gonna try to do Amplify mock. Amplify mock will run our Amplify architecture locally. So in order not to wait a lot of time until it deploys and then we see that we made a mistake, we can run Amplify mock. Let's see if it will work this time. Okay, creating everything. Code generated, AppSync mock endpoint is here. Let's open this URL, open. Okay. Should be somewhere here. And here it opened our graphical. So we have a mutation, but we can also documentation. In the mutation, let's see if we have here creating payment intent. Oh, it's first one, create payment intent. Okay, so let's try to run a create payment intent here. So mutation, create payment intent, and the amount will be, and the amount we should specify in cents. So if we specify 100, that's gonna be $1, I guess. So back we will receive the client secret. Let's try to run it. Can return null for something. Let's see if we get any errors. We don't, but maybe the Lambda function doesn't work locally. So let's try to do Amplify push to create everything on the cloud there. Okay. Okay, we see that we created the function and we updated the API. Okay, let's say yes. All right. Do you want to update code? Yes. Yes. This will overwrite. Okay. Okay, while it updates in the cloud, Let's continue with the next step. So let's suppose that we sent an order information to the server with amount. Our Lambda server created the intent using Stripe. Then we return back to React Native our client secret. Yeah, that's what we have done so far. We're gonna test if everything works. But the next step is to initiate the thing that will ask the user to provide the card details and finalize the payment. So let's start with the next step. Okay. Yeah, first thing is to fetch the payment intent from the API, to fetch this client secret that we just integrated in our GraphQL API. So that's what we need to do. Okay, let's close everything and go to source. And our, it's gonna be in screens, address screen. So here, I'm gonna do it just a bit smaller. Okay, in this address screen, right, before saving the order, where do we call the save order? There is this function on checkout. This will check all the fields if they are, if they are valid, and then we'll call save order. But you know what? We will need to not call save order, but actually handle payments. So if everything is correct, then we handle payments, and after the payments are handled, then we save a order in database. Okay, so handling payments, we need to take two steps. The first one is to initialize the how is it called? We initialize the pre-built UI like this shit, and then to display it. We can do that at the same time whenever the user press like checkout or pay. But the best practice is to initialize it upfront as soon as possible. And then when the user wants to pay, we only display it. And this way the user doesn't have to wait a lot. So let's implement this initialize payment sheet first. And then we're gonna do the open payment sheet. Okay. Let me... Okay, I'm gonna create it from scratch. So let me close a couple of things. Save order, for example, I don't need. On checkout, validate address. Okay, this will be a little bit cleaner. Okay, let's first of all fetch payment intent, and this is a function that is gonna request the new payment intent from our backend. To fetch the payment intent from the backend, we will need to import from AWS Amplify the API, the GraphQL operation, and also we will need to import a mutation, the mutation that we need to run. So from GraphQL mutations, we will need the create payment intent mutation. Okay, so fetch payment intent. Okay, here let's do const response is equal to await, and we do API dot GraphQL, and here we'll give a GraphQL operation, and which operation we need the create payment intent. And for the variables, we need to provide the amount. Okay, what's gonna be the amount? We actually don't have it in the address screen, the amount. But a good way to get the amount is to receive it from the previous screen. So basically, where is... I'm gonna comment out this fetch payment like this. And yeah, whenever we go to the add to cart here, proceed to checkout. Yeah, on this screen we know the amount, and whenever we press on this proceed to checkout button, we need to send the amount to this screen. So let's do that. That's in the shopping cart screen index. Okay. Where is it? Yeah, we have here the total price, right? And yeah, I'm gonna just move the total price above the on checkout function, because we need the total price here. So let's just send total price as a second, yeah, in the parameters of the navigation. So we navigate to the address with these parameters, total price. Now back in our address screen, we can receive these properties from our route using the use route hook. So let's get our route, use route hook, and we're gonna say const amount is gonna be route dot params dot, and we send, how do we send it? We send it as total price. And if it's undefined, we're gonna say that it's 0, something like that. Okay, let's uncomment back our fetch payment intent, because we already have amount defined. So we can send it here. Let's save response, and let's console log response. Let's see what we have here. But we don't call the fetch payment intent anywhere. Where will we need to call it? We'll need to call it in a function that we are gonna initialize payment sheet is equal. Let's call it here. So first of all, we need to fetch payment intent, and this function is going to be called when our address screen mounts. So when this component mounts, we will run that function. So let's add the use effect. Oh, come on. Let's add the, and in the use effect, we're gonna call the init payment. We're gonna leave the dependencies empty in order to run it the first time when the component mounts. Save. And now when we will go to the address screen, we should do this operation. But let's check if our GraphQL has been deployed. Let's go to proceed to checkout and see possible unhandled promise rejection, because variable amount has an invalid, the type expected as int, but we provided a double. That's true. So let's do here math.floor. This will total price multiplied by 100, because we keep total price in USD, in dollars, but we need to provide here the amount in Yeah, like cents. Pennies, I don't know how they're called. So let's do that here. And if we try again, now cannot return null for non-nullable payment intent within the parent mutation. Something happened there. Something happened in our... Yeah, let's try, you know what? Let's open our Amplify admin. I don't think that it's from Amplify admin, but we can try. Data. Can we open the Amplify, the AppSync? Or I can open this GraphQL endpoint here. Will it work? Yeah, I need to provide there. Okay. Let's run Amplify console in order to open the console and debug what's the issue with our Lambda function. It seems that it doesn't return anything. I'll open Amplify Backend function source index, and yeah, it should return payment intent await. Interesting. Okay, let's choose Amplify Console here and let's have a look. Okay, in the API here on top, let's view it in AppSync in order to run some queries manually, just to see that if the issue is with our integration or if the issue is in the GraphQL backend. So in the queries, I'm gonna choose a mutation, add, and create payment intent for the amount. Yeah, I'm gonna select 100. And I'm gonna select the client secret. Let's run it. Yeah, as I was expecting, cannot return null for non-nullable payment intent within a parent mutation. Oh, okay, yeah, because I forgot one step in our schema, backend API schema. I forgot to attach the create payment intent to attach it to our function. So to do that, I need to define it as here as function. Let me just double check the Amplify GraphQL function. Yeah, because we declared the mutation, but we didn't set that it should be linked with our Lambda function. So our Lambda function is called create payment intent. So let's change here the name to create payment intent and leave the dash environment here as it is like this, because it's going to be replaced with dev or with the name of the environment basically. So now we need to amplify push again to update update the mutation and to link it to our Lambda function. Okay, let's wait and see. Are you? Yeah. Yes. Yes and yes. Okay, until it updates the resources, yeah, I'm gonna be back in 1 minute. So stay here and we're gonna continue. Okay. Hey, Victor. Oh my God. Thank you very much for the donation. Hello from Brazil. You're the best. Thank you very much. How are you doing? NRJX is saying, man, your videos will always keep me motivated to keep learning and building. That's really awesome. I'm glad that I can at least motivate you to build stuff. That's amazing. Okay, update complete. I see. Let's hope. And create function directive. Let's go. Okay, let's close some tabs here. And I'm gonna try to run it again. And yeah, now it works. We receive a client secret back whenever we run the mutation. Okay, but I'm gonna wait until everything completes here, and then we can test it in our application. So let me open no, I have it open, right? The debugger. Yeah, it's here. Let's prepare to check it. Hey, come on. No, here. Hello, yeah. Let's check if it's ready. Code generate, yeah, it's ready. Okay, so let's go back to our shopping cart and press proceed to checkout. And now our app made a request. We have here, yeah, the last one, data, create payment intent, and we have our client secret. Okay, that's good. That's good. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's go back to our address screen. Okay. Let's save our client secret in state because we're gonna need it later. So let's define a new state here. Client secret. Set client secret is equal to use state. It's gonna be string or null. and initially it's gonna be null. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna take it from the response. So if you saw, it's response.data.createPaymentInt and .clientSecret. Okay, that's a lot of things. So let's do set client secret as response.data.createPaymentIntent.client secret. Okay, so actually my init payment, yeah, I'm gonna switch it a bit differently. So in the init payment sheet, I'm not gonna call fetch payment, because fetch payment is the first method that is gonna be called when we mount the component. We will catch fetch payment, then we're gonna set the client secret, and then use effect. And then we're gonna initialize the payment sheet only after we update the client secret, this client secret. So I'm gonna check here if client secret is not null. Then I'm gonna init payment sheet here. So when the component mounts, the flow will be like this. We're gonna call the fetch payment intent. The fetch payment intent will do a request to our GraphQL, will get the client secret, will set it to state. Then, because we update the state, this will trigger the next use effect, because we have it as a dependencies, client secret. And if client secret is not null, we're gonna initialize the payment sheet. So here, initializing it is, yeah, calling this init payment sheet. So we have payment intent client secret. We can take it from the state, client secret. Okay, like this. What's happening? Save, come on. Oh, but we, oh, I called it the same way as the function. But this is from our library. So, okay. I will call my function and call it here. Because the init payment sheet, we should take it from the use Stripe hook. So where is our Stripe? Do we have imported it? No, we don't. So let's import the use Stripe hook in order to get these methods from Stripe. And yeah, I'm gonna take it somewhere here. Const. And the first one is the init payment, yeah, this one. So we call it here with payment client. Yeah, we can check here again if client secret is null, we can return. So here, string is not assigned to type string. Okay, let's call it string. Now it's better. And yeah, let's do it like this. And if there is any errors, we can alert the user that, hey, there is some errors, where handle them. All right, so going back here, yeah, Yeah, but the thing is that nothing will change now. We can only say, yeah, success. Let's just check if everything is connected and if we get to that success message. Proceed to checkout. Come on. No, nothing, no. Fetch payment intent. Come on. Okay, what's going on here? So let's do console.log. This one. Maybe I didn't take it correctly. Oh no, we have success, the success message. Yeah, everything goes okay. Okay, the first step is done. The first step is to initialize the payment sheet. The last step is to present the payment once the user clicks checkout. So let's do that. I'm gonna create a new function here, const open and here we need to call the present payment sheet that we also import from the same hook. Okay, let's take it from here. It's pretty straightforward. The present payment sheet, we can take it from the use Stripe hook like this. Client secret. Let's do one more check here. If client secret, then we will return like this. Okay, alert, success, your order is confirmed. Yeah, I think that's okay. Now we need to call the open payment sheet. We will call it whenever the user presses the checkout, which is the onCheckout method, and if all validation passes, then we will handle the payments here. And also, let's not forget to save the order. So if the payment is successful, it depends. Like, it depends on the situation. You can save a order before managing the payments, or you can save a order after your payment is successful. So yeah, I can do it here, probably save order. Wait, I want to close it, save order. Yeah, no, let's do it here. So after the alert, we will your payment is confirmed. Okay. So let's try. Let's add my name. So right now, if you see, my shopping cart is $35. So let's do checkout, and we see the add your payment information. Okay, that looks really nice. Which means that, yeah, so far everything worked as expected. We see the this bottom sheet navigation that from Stripe, which provides us a way to add the card number information. Here you can test the integration with a couple of cards. So 424242 is a card that will always succeed. So let's try this one out. 424242, like this. Any month and year which is from future, and any CVC. So let's add the zip code, and here on the bottom we see already pay $35 because we sent this as a payment intent on the backend, and using that Stripe knows how much we want to charge. Let's click process, the green thing. Okay, payment success, your payment is confirmed. And if we go to the shopping cart, we don't have any items in the shopping cart, which means that our order has been saved. So yeah, that's basically it about charging a user using Stripe. So if we go to the dashboard, let me check out. Yeah, here on the dashboard, you can see this order today at 4, which is 28 euros. It was $35, which equates to 28 euros. Make sure that you are viewing the test data. Yeah, the order was successfully confirmed on the Stripe side. We can also test a situation where the card requires extra authentication. So let's add this to the card. Let's proceed to checkout. Okay, let's add anything here, checkout, and let's add this card number. This card number requires authentication, so let's make sure that in case of such flows, our application will still work. So let's pay, processing, and Stripe automatically will open the Stripe, like the authentication page of a card. It doesn't matter, like it can be like the bank account, the authentication, or so on. And here, let's say, complete authentication. And then Stripe will say authentication complete. You may now close this window. Let's close it. Back here, our order gets approved. Your payment is confirmed. Everything is saved, and we are back here. Okay. We can also check a situation when the card fails using this card. So let's add some items to the cart. Oh, come on. Add to cart, proceed to checkout. This is the card that will fail. And let's pay. Your card was declined. So we see the error here. And yeah, the error code canceled. The payment has been canceled. The order was not submitted because the payment was not handled. So yeah, that's basically it with managing the payments. Do you have any questions so far? Because we have one more step, is to integrate webhooks and to receive updates about the payments on our backend. Okay. Oh, I don't have any water. That's bad. Okay, so the next step is, as I said, to handle post-payment events. Usually the cards are confirmed at the same moment, but there are some other payment methods with Stripe, such as, I don't know, bank transfers and stuff like that, that can take more time, like hours or even up to days. And in that situation, of course, you'll not be able to wait in the application for the payment to get processed, because the user can close your application, and in that case, you need a way to be able to be notified. Yeah, of course, one way is to manually go to Stripe dashboard and check if the payment has been successful, and then, like, I don't know, ship the product that you are selling. but that's manually. We want to automate this stuff. So for example, you want to set the status of order to paid whenever the payment is successful, and then in your dashboard to show like the paid orders, and then to ship them and so on. So okay. The first step is to add the REST endpoint to our backend, because the hook, we need to provide a webhook, which is like a URL that Stripe will call whenever the status of an order will change. And this webhook should be RESTful. It cannot be a GraphQL endpoint. So for that reason, we're gonna add this RESTful endpoint to Amplify that will call another Lambda function. For each time it's gonna be invoked by Stripe. In that Lambda function, we're gonna handle the event however we want, to update the database, to update the status of the order in our system, and so on. And then we're gonna have to test it. So let's add this REST endpoint to our Amplify. And to do that, I'm gonna add Amplify Add API. And come on. And here, when asked, don't choose GraphQL, choose a REST API. Because we need that URL to be able to provide it to Stripe. Provide a friendly name for your resources to be used. We can call it, I don't know, Stripe webhook. Provide a path, Stripe webhook. That's okay. The path must begin with this Stripe webhook. Choose a Lambda source. So we do not have a function ready. We want to create a new Lambda function. Provide the name, Stripe webhook. Let's choose notJust, of course, and we can start with a hello world. Do you want to configure advanced settings? No. Do you want to edit the local? We can. Press enter to continue. Restrict API access? No. Okay. Do you want to add another path? No, we are good. Okay, so here we see another Lambda function. And here we need to specify what should happen whenever Stripe calls our API and updates an order. So first of all, let's just do a console log event, just to make sure, just to know like what data we receive from Stripe in that situation. And I'm gonna also return as body like JSON stringify event. Yeah, something like that. Let's let's do Amplify push to create this API and Lambda function in our cloud. And then we're gonna be able to test it. But until then, I'm gonna get some water. And you can ask some questions, guys, because it's gonna take like 1 to 2 minutes until it builds. So let's choose yes here. Come on. I really hope that I will not speak. Okay. Here in documentation, where is it? Handle post payments. There is a URL to, providing a custom code. And there is an example for a notJust custom code, but here we use Express. So in our case, it's going to be a bit different, but yeah, pretty much the same. So the event will contain a type. So this is the type of the event. For example, if it's payment intent.succeeded, we want to do something like that. If it's attached, we want to do like that. If it's canceled or something like that, we want to do something different. So I see here that our REST endpoint is updated. Let's open this REST endpoint. Stripe, and we want to do, how is it, create? No. It's Stripe webhook. I think that's how we called it. Yeah. So because we just return back the event that we sent, here we can see, here we can see the event that we can access in our handler. So yeah, nothing much here. We don't see anything important yet, but we can take this URL that you see here, and we can go in our Stripe dashboard. Let me wait a second. So open Stripe dashboard, and under developers webhooks, add the endpoint, press here add endpoint, and we can paste in our endpoint URL that ends with Stripe webhook. And after that, in the events, we will search for payment intent, and we can select all 7 events for the payment intent. Basically, our webhook will be notified for any of these events, like cancel, created, payment failed, processing, and so on. So let's add endpoint, and from this page, we can send a test webhook here. You can see send test webhook. Let's say that it succeeded. Let's send the test webhook, and this is the request, and down below we will see what is going to be the response. And this is the response that our webhook answered, which means that this is the data from our event. So our event will contain headers, will contain, for example, where is the body? It should contain a body, right? Okay, it contains a body, and this body is a string, a JSON in a string format. So we need to decode it, and then here we will be able to take the, let's say, the type, which is payment.succeeded. You see, we have everything here. So let's take the event.body, decode it, like this. So const body is equal to event dot body, and we want to do json dot parse, and after that we are gonna, where is it, here, we can do anything that we want with that event. Okay, let's in our case, we're not working with event, but with body. So let's do body.type. Then we can take the body.data, right? Do we have body.data? Let's double check here. Body. No, there is no data. It's no, there is data, right? Should be somewhere here. Data, yeah, it's here, data. So yeah, body.data object, payment method, body.type, and yeah, in the response we will say, as the body, we will just send received is true. The important part is to return status code 200 to let Stripe know that we received the event. This is not important. So let's, yeah, in this case, what we do is based on the body type, based on the type, if it's a payment succeed, we can do some logic here. For example, I don't know, update database and set order to successful. In case of reject, you can do some other logic. So yeah, this is really depends on what logic you need to do with these events. So I'm just gonna do another Amplify push to update the code with this one, just to make sure that it works. And yeah, that's gonna be. Can it be done using Expo? Yes, it can be done using Expo. Stripe Stripe launched their React Native package these days, actually 3 days ago, and you can do it in Expo. I didn't try it yet, but based on their documentation and based with what I discussed with people from Expo, you should be able to do it with Expo. Okay. As you see here in the data object, there is also this ID. This is the ID of a payment intent. So that's how you can attach this ID to the order, and then you can receive it back. So yeah, our resources are updated. Let's try to send another webhook here, send, and the response should be just internal server error. Okay, that's good. Let's see what error we have. Let's go to our we need to check the logs to understand what error did the Lambda have. So I'm gonna call Amplify Console. Let's check it out. Come on, why it's so slow, the Amplify console? And let's open the, not the admin UI, but the actual console. Because we need to go to the CloudWatch to check some events. So here what we have what? Functions. Let's go to the functions. And let's select the Stripe webhook and press view in CloudWatch. CloudWatch is a service that is used for sending and managing log files. So here we have 2 log files. We need the last one, this one. And what was the issue here? I'm wondering if the URL changed, you know? But I don't think so. What's going on here? No, it should be that one. Don't see any errors here. Let's try again. And no, it's still not. If I do like this, message internal server error. But I don't see it in CloudWatch. Why don't I see it in CloudWatch? Refresh. This one. Error. Okay, cannot read property type of null. Type of null. Let's have a look in our code. Type. Where is body type? JSON parse event.body. And the body becomes null. That's weird. Let's check the first time where we console logged. So here we have everything. Body. Event.body, right? And then type. Event.body. Why event.body doesn't work? JSON parse. Okay, let's do some console logs here to understand what's going on. Event.body, for example. I know I can do also console log event. And then let's do console log body. And let's try to do Amplify push again. But meanwhile, man, what's going on there? Let me try to copy this code. And try to parse it here. Maybe it will parsed equal JSON parse, and then we're gonna paste everything. And here, let's console log parsed. Save. Parsed is not defined. Parsed. Yeah, it worked. There is a type. That's weird. Event.body. We were console logging the event. Do you see the issue? I don't. Yeah, if we look here, cannot read property type of null. Let's have a look. Where do we call type? Type on the body. Type. Oh, but that's the last one. Wait, that's true. That's the last one that we did from the browser. But previously, I don't see it. Oh no, payment was successful. Wait a second. Payment was successful. This is what we see here. Payment was successful. I think it's how we we do the response. Oh no. I thought I understood, but no. We need a string here in the body. Okay, I understand. All right. So the issue was that everything was going okay because I can see in CloudWatch that we get to the point where we console log payment was successful, which means that we handle the body type, body object, everything we handle correctly. Well, the issue was with the response because the body here should be stringified. Okay, so let's do that and do amplify push. And I think that should be it. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes. Yeah, let's hope that now it will work. Hello, the channel member. I don't think I'm gonna try to pronounce your name because Olatunde. Hopefully I pronounce it correctly. So, okay, all resources are updated. Let's go back to our webhooks here and let's try to send another test webhook. Send it. received true. The webhook was sent successfully. And if we go to the log groups here in CloudWatch, we see a new group, and it should say that it's unhandled event type, payment intent amount capturable updated. Okay, because we sent a different event there. It depends like what event we send and what event we actually handle there. So if we said send payment intent succeeded, and if I update them here, come on, yeah, where it is, payment intent was successful. All right, guys. So yeah, as I said here, depending on the body data object, you can get a lot of information about the payment intent. You can map it to the order that it was attached for, and you can do whatever you want with that order whenever the payment is approved. So with that being said, we can say that we finished the Amazon clone. Let's push origin main. And yeah, this was a very big project, full stack, both UI, backend, payment integration, everything. Right now, if we order something, our payment will be managed by Stripe. So the next step that you have to do is just to deploy the Stripe into production, and Stripe will give you different keys. You will attach the production keys to your code, to your production environment, and then you'll start actually charging money and for your services or in your application that you're building. Okay, I forgot to. So yeah, any questions? Or we can start the weekend, because yeah, my parents are coming to me, are visiting me in Tenerife tomorrow, so I have to get ready, to prepare, to clean the house. But I'm excited because yeah, I haven't seen them from winter. And to Stripe payments. So yeah, right now all the code is updated on GitHub. If you want to check if you have any problems, you can check there, or you can ask me in our Discord channel. You can find the link down in the description. Probably these days I'm gonna be a bit offline, but yeah, later on I will be able to help you. With that being said, guys, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. That will help me a lot. Actually, we're very close to 20K. So if you're not already subscribed, do it now, and let's get it to 20K today, if we can. Okay, that was a pleasure. I really enjoyed this build. And let me know in the comments what other application should I build next, because yeah, in a couple of weeks, I cannot promise that we're gonna start it next week, but yeah, in 2 weeks we start a new build in React Native, Amplify, and everything like that. So if you have any ideas, let me know in the description, and if a lot of people want that, we can build it, because we can build everything. So guys, where is it? Yeah, guys. So have a great weekend. Thank you for staying till the end. Write clean code, stay hydrated, and take care. Bye bye, guys.